All right, so you've mastered if statements, you've got if-else down pat, even multiple ifs, like you're on a roll.
Yeah.
But are you ready
Yeah.
to unlock a whole new level of coding power?
Absolutely.
We're talking helper functions.
That's right.
These are like the building blocks that make your code super neat, efficient, and like way more fun to work with.
Yeah.
Imagine being able to create your own custom commands.
Right.
Almost like you're building your own little programming language.
Exactly. It's all about breaking down those complex tasks into smaller, more manageable chunks. And instead of, writing the same code over and over and over again, you can create these reusable blocks, your helper functions that you can call on whenever you need them.
Okay. I think I need an example to really wrap my head around this.
Yeah.
The source material mentions a draw stars function. Can you walk us through that?
Absolutely. So imagine you're building a game and you want to add some visual flair. With a scattering of stars, right, the draw stars function is defined to do just that. It draws a group of stars.
Okay.
But the real magic happens when you use this function as a helper within other functions.
So it's not just about drawing the stars.
Right.
It's about being able to use that star drawing power in different situations.
Exactly. Let's say you have another function called drawMessage, which displays a message on the screen. Now you want to add those stars to your message.
Right.
Instead of rewriting all that star drawing code inside drawMessage, you simply call the drawStars function, boom stars appear alongside your message.
So drawStars is like this mini program within our program.
Yeah.
And we can just call on it whenever we need it.
Precisely, and this saves you tons of time and effort.
Right.
Especially as your program gets more and more complex.
Yeah.
Plus, it makes your code much cleaner and easier to understand.
Oh, for sure.
Imagine trying to debug a massive block of code.
Yeah.
Where everything is just jumbled together.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
So helper functions are like organizing your code into these neat little compartments.
Exactly. They bring order to the chaos.
I like it.
Make your code more manageable and less prone to errors.
Okay, I'm starting to see the light here.
Good.
The source material takes it even further with parameters.
Yes.
Right. Something about like customizing the stars.
You got it. So in the example, they modified the drawStars function to take X and Y coordinates as parameters.
Yep.
This means you can control where those stars are drawn on the screen.
Right.
Instead of being fixed in one spot,
Yeah.
they can shine anywhere you want.
That's cool. It's like giving your drawStars function superpowers.
Yeah.
But I'm guessing there are rules to how these parameters work.
There are indeed. The source highlights a crucial detail. Each function needs its own set of parameters.
Okay.
You can't just assume a helper function can borrow parameters from another function.
Oh.
So they try to use the X and Y coordinates from drawMessage directly within drawStars.
Right.
And Python throws an error.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
So each function needs its own instructions.
Yeah.
Its own ingredients, so to speak.
Precisely. It's like trying to bake a cake using the instructions for making soup.
Right.
It's just not going to work. Each function needs its own recipe, its own set of parameters to do its job correctly.
Okay, that makes sense. No borrowing ingredients.
Exactly.
So these helper functions sound incredibly useful.
Yeah.
But I have to ask, are there any downsides to using them? Do they ever make things more complicated?
That's a great question. Like, any tool helper functions can be misused if you break down your code into too many tiny functions.
Okay.
It could actually make it harder to follow the overall logic of your program, so it's all about finding that right balance.
So it's like over-organizing your room. You might spend more time looking for things than actually using them.
You got it. The key is to identify those tasks that are repeated or that represent a distinct chunk of logic that you want to encapsulate.
Okay, speaking of distinct chunks of logic, our source material mentions using helper functions with events.
Yes.
Can you remind me what events are in this context?
Of course, events are actions that happen in your program.
Okay.
Like clicking the mouse, pressing a key.
Right.
Or even something like a timer going off. You've already learned how to use if statements to respond to these events.
Right. Like making something happen when the spacebar is pressed.
Exactly.
So where do helper functions fit into this?
Well, imagine you're building a game where clicking the mouse triggers a whole series of actions.
Okay.
A character jumps, a sound plays, points are awarded. Instead of cramming all that code directly into the on-mouse press function, you can use helper functions to organize that chaos.
So instead of one giant block of code, we'd have separate functions for each action.
You got it.
Like make character jump play, sound, update, score.
Exactly. And each of those helper functions could have its own set of parameters, making them even more flexible.
Right.
For example, play sound could take a parameter to specify which sound to play.
So not only do helper functions make our code cleaner, they also make it more reusable and adaptable.
Absolutely. It's a win-win situation.
Nice.
And this modular approach is especially valuable when you're working in teams.
Okay.
Imagine multiple people trying to work on the same massive block of code.
Yikes. That sounds like a recipe for disaster.
It definitely can be. But with helper functions, each team member can focus on developing and testing their own specific functions,
Right.
making collaboration much smoother.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So we've covered cleaner code reusability, adaptability, even better teamwork. Are there any other benefits to using helper functions?
One more crucial advantage is improved debugging if something goes wrong in your program.
Okay.
It's much easier to isolate the problem if your code is organized into well-defined functions. You can test each helper function individually to make sure it's doing what it's supposed to.
So it's like having a detective's toolkit for your code. You can zoom in on specific parts to find the culprit.
And this debugging superpower will save you countless hours of frustration.
I believe it.
As your programs grow in complexity.
It sounds like helper functions are a game changer.
They are.
But I have to admit, they still seem a bit abstract.
Sure.
How do we know when to create a helper function?
Yeah.
What kind of tasks should we be looking for?
That's a great question, and it's something that develops with practice. A good rule of thumb is to look for patterns in your code.
Okay.
Are you writing the same block of code multiple times? Is there a task that could be broken down into a series of steps?
So if we're repeating ourselves, or if a task feels too big and messy, that's a sign we might need a helper function.
Exactly. Those are great indicators that a helper function could come in handy. It's like noticing you keep using the same combination of Lego bricks to build different structures. Maybe it's time to create a custom module for that combination.
I love that analogy. So to wrap things up, helper functions are like our secret weapon for writing cleaner, more efficient, and more adaptable code.
Right.
They help us organize our thoughts, break down complex problems, and even work better in teams.
And the best part is you're already well on your way to mastering them. You've already learned the building blocks.
Right.
If statements, variables, loops, helper functions are simply the next step in your coding journey.
So to all our awesome listeners out there who are rocking those if statements and conquering those coding challenges, I have a question for you.
Okay.
What's a project you're working on right now, or maybe one you're dreaming of building?
Yeah, think about those projects and see if you can spot any opportunities for helper functions. Maybe you're creating a game with multiple levels. Could you use a helper function to set up each level?
Right.
Or perhaps you're designing an animation with repeating patterns. Could a helper function streamline that process?
The possibilities are endless. And as you start to use helper functions, you'll discover even more creative ways to apply them. It's like unlocking a whole new dimension of coding power.
And remember, coding is all about problem-solving, creativity, and having fun. So go out there, experiment, build amazing things, and never stop learning. Who knows, maybe one day you'll be the one teaching others about the wonders of helper functions.
Right. And, it's all about like recognizing those patterns and saying, hey, I'm doing this over and over again. Maybe I can make this a little bit more efficient.
Yeah, exactly. Make it a little helper, make life easier. And I think, to your point earlier about this being kind of abstract, I think one of the coolest things about helper functions is you don't even realize how much you're using them. Like if you think about, all the stuff that happens in your phone or in, a website that you're on, there's so many little helper functions going on behind the scenes that are making all that magic happen. Absolutely. Every time you click a button or scroll through a page or play a video game, there are tons of helper functions working tirelessly behind the scenes to make it all happen seamlessly.
It's pretty incredible. And it's a testament to how powerful these little chunks of code can be. And I think, for anyone who's out there who's like, I don't know if I'm ready for helper functions or this seems too complicated, just remember, you've already come so far. You've learned its statements, you've learned variables, you've learned loops. Like you have all the ingredients you need to start building these amazing helper functions.
You got the foundation, you've got the tools. Now it's just time to start experimenting and building and seeing what you can create.
Exactly. And I think, one of the things that's really exciting about programming is that there's always something new to learn.
Yeah.
There's always a new challenge to tackle. And helper functions are just another step on that journey.
Absolutely. And, the more you learn, the more you realize how much more there is to learn. And that's what keeps it exciting. It's a constant journey of discovery and growth.
It is. And the best part is you don't have to do it alone. There's an amazing community of programmers out there who are always willing to help answer questions, share ideas, and collaborate on projects. So never be afraid to reach out and connect with others.
Exactly. Coding is a collaborative field, and the more you connect with others, the more you learn, the more you grow, and the more fun you have.
So to wrap up our deep dive into helper functions, remember, they're your secret weapon for cleaner, more efficient, more powerful code. They're like having a team of mini programmers working behind the scenes to make your life easier.
And as you start to use them, you'll be amazed at how much they can transform your coding and unlock a whole new world of possibilities.
Exactly. So go out there, experiment, build amazing things, and most importantly, have fun. Happy coding, everyone.
Happy coding!